It's home. He loitered along the road. The sun was strong. The winter was over. He thought hazily that it must now be April. Spring had taken over the scrub, and the birds were mating and singing in the bushes. Only he, in all the world, was homeless. He had been out in the world, and the world was a troubled green, fluid and desolate, flanked by swamps and cypresses. He stopped to rest in the mid-morning at the intersection of the main road and the north road. The low vegetation here was open to the heat of the sun. His head began to ache, and he got to his feet and headed north toward Silver Glen. He told himself that he did not mean to go home. He would only go to the spring and go down between the cool dark banks and lie a little while in the running water. The north road dipped and rose and dipped again. The sand was scalding under his bare feet. The sweat ran down the grime of his face. At the top of the rise he could look down and see Lake George far below him to the east. It was pitilessly blue. Thin white lines were implacable choppy waves that had turned him back to the unfriendly shore. He trudged on. To the east the vegetation became luxuriant. There was water near. He turned down the trail to Silver Glen. The steep bank dropped to the ribbon of creek that ran south of the great spring itself and had a kindred source. He ached in all his bones. He was so thirsty that his tongue seemed glued to the roof of his mouth. He stumbled down the bank and fell flat beside the cool shallow water and drank. The water bubbled over his lips and nose. He drank until his belly was swollen. He felt sickened and rolled over on his back and closed his eyes. The nausea passed and he was drowsy. He lay in a stupor of weariness. He hung suspended in a timeless space. He could go neither forward nor back. Something was ended. Nothing was begun. In the late afternoon he roused. He sat up. An early magnolia blossom was waxed white over him. He thought, "'Tis April. This is a homeless man."